The Alldus podcast is brought to you by Alldus International, supplying your expert AI and digital transformation staffing needs across the US and Europe. Today, you are listening to our ServiceNow series, where we interview the best and brightest of the industry to share their story, advice, and views on the exciting world of ServiceNow and digital transformation.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Alldus podcast. I'm your host Ben Sparks, and today we are continuing with our digital transformation series with a focus on ServiceNow. Today we are very lucky to host Vikram Walecha. Vikram is Global CTO at IBM. He is a trusted advisor to the C-suite and responsible for establishing as well as successfully driving clients' technology visions, ensuring alignment with the client's business strategy. He has spent more than a decade working in cloud advisory, service strategy and design, and of course ServiceNow. In his career, he has spearheaded a number of transformations for several Fortune 500 customers, always focusing on customer value first. His core strengths are P&L management, business development, fostering partner relationships, cloud, and of course, ServiceNow. So Vikram, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Ben, for having me. Really excited to be here.
No, us too. Thanks for making the time in your busy schedule.
Sure.
So Vikram, obviously IBM, most people will have heard of that name. Obviously IBM ServiceNow practice, maybe not so much. So I'd love for you to give us a bit of an insight into the ServiceNow side of IBM's business. If you can give us a quick overview, that'd be great.
Sure, Ben. IBM, as you would know, it's one of the top 6 ServiceNow global elite partners, both from strategic as well as from technology services standpoint. Now, the way we are advancing our practice, our go-forward strategy is that we want to lead ServiceNow with industry solutions, build assets by leveraging some of the transformative technologies with an ecosystem mindset, and then collaborative approaches while deeply caring for our customers' outcomes. Now, with the same intent, what we've done over the past is we have 1,000 plus ServiceNow practitioners across the globe. And with that capability and capacity, we've been able to deliver more than 120 ServiceNow transformations, which are spread across gamut of product offerings. Some of the key offerings I want to touch upon that we are extremely proud of: modernize ITSM, CIO Command Center, AIOps, create a garage wherein we infuse our IBM garage and make it design thinking aligned, employee experience 3.0, and the latest release of telco service assurance. Now, as you would know, there's a lot of rigor happening. I think it's not just with IBM, with other partners as well. You'll soon hear telco order management solution that we are launching to the market, which is powered by ServiceNow, acting as an intelligent orchestrator. And then Q1 of next year, we'll also announce some solutions around manufacturing, healthcare asset management, as well as security offering. So to summarize, right, our vision is to be $1 billion practice over the next few years. And to achieve this, our approach would be to embrace technologies and solutions that are thoughtful, they're ethically created, and then we are responsibly co-designing and co-executing these with our customers. And while we are doing that, we want to keep experience and humanity at the forefront of the transformation.
I love that. So your role, CTO within the ServiceNow practice, not a job title we see all the time. I'd love to, pull back the curtain a little bit and understand more about your role and responsibilities as CTO of the ServiceNow practice over there.
Yeah, so as a CTO, I oversee all of the technology assets, the offerings that we are crafting. I'm essentially responsible for establishing the technology vision, the strategy, as well as growth plan with technology that aligns with IBM's consulting business goals and objectives. You'll see me operating at an intersection of technology, business, as well as our customers. So my team, we take cutting edge technology and methods from across IBM, as well as our ecosystem partners, and then ultimately translate them into compelling solution to our clients' biggest challenges. So day to day, I'm involved in expanding existing customer relationships, developing new business opportunities, and then cultivating partner relationship as well to better serve our customers.
So I'm guessing by default, your role, and I'm hoping that you have a very holistic view of what's going on out there in the marketplace. What are some of the macro trends and themes you're seeing within enterprise at the moment?
Yeah, as we are at one of the tipping points in history where the impact of technology on the business is significant enough to transform the way business gets done and the way we serve our customers. And we are seeing the convergence of new exponential technologies. You look at AI, automation, blockchain, 5G. All of these technologies have the power to really change the business models, reinvent processes, and imagine the way we work. And from IBM perspective, we call this as an emergence of a cognitive enterprise where enterprises are becoming technology platform as well as experience companies. And the way we are bringing cognitive enterprises to the life is by imagination of market making platforms, shaping of the intelligent workflows, while having deeper focus on experience. Now, cognitive enterprise, this is something that we crafted prior to the pandemic, but the construct is still applicable, but the pandemic really augmented the positioning. And now businesses and customers have to get accustomed to operating in a new virtual world, driving a new phase of accelerated digital transformation. Now, which we are calling as an evolution of virtual enterprise.
And you touched on it then, and we hear this a lot, that digital transformation initiatives were front and center of organizations pre-COVID-19. How have you seen the pandemic affect businesses? And obviously you mentioned it's been accelerated. How else have you seen this really kind of impact businesses at real life?
Yeah, so it definitely there is acceleration that has happened to the pace of the digital transformation. We have removed traditional barriers to progress and accelerated adoption of cloud, AI, automation, as well as other technologies. Now, the pandemic also revealed that businesses now are clearer than ever about the critical role people play in driving their ongoing transformation. So you'll see terms like empathy and infusion of humanity and experience into everything that we do. Now, the same trend will continue in the foreseeable future as well. In fact, in 2022, it's expected that the global tech spending will increase by 6%, which is huge. Now, but however, there are certain challenges enterprises face today, including the pandemic. There's inflation, there's supply chain disruption. You're looking at ESG risks, which will continue to grow while increasing volatile and demanding customers will place pressure on the firms to accelerate their more advanced human-centered transformations. And to do, the enterprise would have to create great employee experience for employees to remain productive in their anywhere workforce strategies. And that's where IBM is assisting the enterprises to evolve into a virtual enterprise. I touched upon it. So it's an extension of a cognitive enterprise where market making business platforms now would need to digitize quickly with support from wider ecosystem and partners. And for our ServiceNow is that strategic partner. Intelligent workflows, which will act as a golden thread that had to prioritize the use of extreme automation and AI to meet mass customers and employee connectivity needs. Because again, in a virtual environment, you need to connect as much as possible. Also, you'll see new definitions of experience have emerged from the need to keep the customers, employees, as well as citizens safe and healthy. Yeah, so that's the pivot we are seeing with the pandemic.
And let's dig into intelligent workflows. How are companies using these specifically?
So Ben, as far as intelligent workflows is concerned, it's a theme for us, and the virtual enterprise for us is enabled through the intelligent workflows itself. Now we are seeing enterprises, they are on a journey to create workflows wherever applicable to optimize their productivities. They are shaping their workflows with the goal of speed and efficiencies. So most of the workflows that you would see, those are streamlined, optimized. It enables frictionless connectivity. And we are seeing it pervasive across all of the industries. You talk about factory floors to banking transactions to oil refineries, everywhere you'll see intelligent workflows. But there are a couple of key themes to it. First, the core of it is all data that is ultimately fueling the intelligent workflows. You're also seeing Now there is a convergence happening of IoTs, clouds, the edge, and all of the data gets assimilated to drive real-time decisions and actions. You look at the manufacturing world, IoT and sensing is bringing that information into the workforce to further drive that insight, prediction, and the automation. You're seeing advancements in sensor technologies and quantum processing as well that is further aiding the computer modeling as well as the workflows. So that's the first aspect. The other theme that we are seeing is now intelligent workflows are being used to self-learn and self-correct. You look at the autonomous vehicles today, there are advanced algorithms that enable these devices to self-learn, self-correct, as well as self-direct. And in the pandemic, one of the things that you would have witnessed as well, right? There were supply chain disruptions, which has led to infusing flexibility and adaptability, but at the same time, making sure that our supply chains are resilient and we are managing the risks. And that's where it's important now we infuse intelligent workflows there as well to gauge the real-time demand and the supply signals. So that's about the self-learn and self-correct. The third important theme that we are witnessing with the intelligent workflows is the connectivity. How are companies connecting those functional silos and creating cross-enterprise cohesion and experiences? And I think that's where ServiceNow also has done a great job with its messaging. Ultimately, we want to make sure that our employees, our workforce, they concentrate on high value work while boosting their productivity as well as satisfaction.
One thing I love about how you were describing some of the points earlier is that it was very much about the human in an automation world and the humane side of automation. It's something that I know is obviously top of people's list, maybe not necessarily people in the tech world, people who are working within these organizations. Talk to me about the human experience in a world of automation, sorry.
Yeah, so automation is advancing as it's creating new work patterns for employees. And ultimately, automation is challenging their experience, right? So there is obviously big bet on automation, but we need to be sensitive about the psychological impact as well automation has on the employees. And such empathy, as you would know, because of the pandemic, it has become amplified. And enterprises today who fail to consider employee experience in their automation strategy ultimately will end up derailing their automation effort. So one of the trends that we are seeing is now the empathy and the experience as a separate line item is being added in the change management programs or in the automation COEs while you're driving such transformations so that we can on real time review the mental state of the employees while crafting the overall experience. And secondly, as you would know, again, I'll pivot. So that was around the experience, but it's extremely important when we are looking at automation opportunities. It's important to look at the skills as well. Do we have the skills to build such workflows at a faster rate? And we are in a constant state of influx. You would be hearing a lot around the wave of great resignation. So in talking to some of the customers, they are really rethinking their talent strategies. And to do so, I believe one way is that you come up with creative employee experience strategy so that you can retain and attract the talent. The other way of doing this is, which you'll see as a trend occurring in the future, cap growth in human employment. And the way to do so would be invest into intelligent automation so that you can fill that talent gap at various levels and roles, while at the same time you gain productivity and quality. And thirdly, as we see these extended workflows, it has also acted as a massive accelerator of inclusion and diversity. Now, because we are able to connect various divisions, organizations, geos, and backgrounds, therefore, while we are devising these workflows, you are engaging them at all levels. So that's where the concept of inclusion and diversity is also coming in, which is helping create these extended workflows while giving a diverse perspective. There's a great partnership that's going between the humans and the technology and automation, and it's really important.
You are listening to the Alldus Podcast. When you're looking to scale your team, or if you are interested in showcasing your company in a future episode, reach out today. Or if you're in the market for a new role, visit our website to view open positions, www.alldus.com.
So I'd love to zoom in on ServiceNow specifically. Quite simply, why is ServiceNow the platform of choice?
Yeah, as the COVID crisis proved, rapid app development and constant iteration in the software, it has become table stakes. Most of the enterprises, they want to launch new products and services faster to the market. So therefore, low-code platforms are the first-class development approach. Now, you would also witness there's a trend that's happening. There have been some specialized vendors such as that were aiding the robotic process automation as well as the DPAs, which is the digital process automation. We are seeing convergence of low-code platforms as well as the RPAs and the DPAs happening, and that's the direction of ServiceNow as well. I'm not sure if you're aware, but their RPA solution would now be natively embedded within ServiceNow. And they're also trying to mature their process mining capabilities. So it's all going to be native to the low-code framework that ServiceNow excelled at. So ultimately, it's that one single unified platform with single data model that has all of the capabilities to catalyze the process automation across the enterprise. And that's what I believe really makes ServiceNow a unique pen. And all of the other aspects as well around purpose building workflows around IT, employees, industries, fueling enterprise-wide connectivity, infusing AI wherever applicable, be it predictive intelligence, operational intelligence. Certain capabilities have been crafted with thinking and embedding AI into the overall processes. And then you have analytics. And ultimately, with all of these capabilities, we are able to provide persona-aligned experience across channels. And this really complements the workflow automation positioning of ServiceNow. And that's where you'll see a lot of traction around ServiceNow in the future to build these creative, innovative workflows at light speed.
And outside of a general ITSM, which applications or modules do you see companies benefiting most from at the moment?
Ben, so most of the companies we talk to, they intend to become experience companies. And I briefly talked about it in the past as well. It's all about experience platform companies. Now, firstly, we are seeing growth in the usage of the low-code platform capabilities, as I said, to build the apps and experiences in an accelerated fashion. So you'll see ServiceNow's platform app engine capabilities, it would be used to the fullest in the future. Secondly, you have employee workflows, which is extremely powerful from ServiceNow, which assists employees work and collaborate where and how they want. And the positioning has been further augmented through the pandemic because it's all about the virtual worlds and how you are able to create that connected experience wherever the employees are today. So that's extremely powerful solution. And we are seeing ServiceNow is being used to the fullest. Now, within the IT workflows, the ITBM stack as well, because it allows you to deliver that enterprise agility and align your IT initiatives to the business outcomes. So that's extremely powerful as well. And then ultimately, with a lot of digital disruption happening, and you would see digital everywhere, but at the same time, regulations are getting evolved. So GRC solution, I think it's another solution which is being used by the enterprises so that they can have risk-informed decisions. And the same solution today, because it's integrated with IT, business, as well as security, I think it's quite compelling for our customers. So I think these are some of the apps that are used. But again, as it's an enterprise service management platform, there are a lot of apps within ServiceNow native. And I think you'll see customers really expanding the value through all of the products within ServiceNow. But to name few, I think employee workflows, HR, GRC, ITBM stack, I think they're quite unique and compelling.
You've done a fantastic job of painting that kind of like wider picture of ServiceNow and also digital transformation in general. I'd love to, are there any case studies or kind of real life success stories that you could talk about that maybe IBM have been front and center on where this has really added value at a ground level?
Certainly, Ben. Of late, we have had a lot of traction and success in the market. And I'll touch upon just a few of them. So for a healthcare organization who was serving multiple hospitals across US, IBM collaborated and we were there to reimagine their HR processes as well as employee experiences by delivering the HR workflows, the employee workflows. So some of the apps that were built and executed were HR service delivery. We again extended ServiceNow solution and embedded our Watson bot. We call it as an EVA, which is like a virtual agent capability that we had created. So it allows you to curate the content across the enterprise, but then the front end is still ServiceNow. And I think we've had success with the solution as well over a matter of an year, obviously with continual improvements as well. Some of the numbers, right? Time to fill higher tickets, it reduced by 50%. Contact center volumes for them reduced by 60%. So that was quite considerable. Another success at a Canadian integrated energy company. There we follow a CoE based operating model to transform their IT as well as front office operations. And over the period of 3 years, we modernized their ITSM stack, implemented AI ops, the entire ITBM suite is implemented, software asset management, application portfolio management, and then there's some slew of customer and platform workflows as well that we implemented there. Again, because it's a CoE based construct, the advantage for the company is that we are able to accelerate faster. In fact, in 2 weeks' time, in the wake of the pandemic, we were able to create a vaccine management solution for them. So that was appreciated and it was quite successful.
Wow.
The third success story, Ben, that I wanted to cover, it's in the telcos, and we are going ahead. We're really targeting this industry, and we've done extremely well there. So for one of the telcos, we re-envisioned their customer care as well as order management processes by leveraging customer service management, order management, as well as field services products. Now, overall, they had around 25% increase in the CSATs. And by the way, IBM is the only ServiceNow partner to have implemented telco order management as well as service management solutions for 3 customers. So extremely proud of that. And that's where we've really extracted all of our learnings and we are coming up with a solution as well. As I said earlier, you'll see a press release coming. So yeah, across all of these customers and beyond, we've executed the transformation to the highest standards, and that's what we believe in. And then ultimately ensured customers realize the maximum buck from their ServiceNow investments. So yeah, these were some of them. I'm extremely proud, for all of the success we have had in the market of late.
So you should be. So you should be very proud. A quick fire question. Obviously, look, there's lots of partners out there. There are other big fours. What are IBM doing differently than any other ServiceNow partner at the moment? If you had to give us a quick couple of points.
Sure. Most of the global elite partners, they boast about the creds. I can do the same, but I'm not going to do it. Briefly touch upon some of the 2 central pillars on which our entire ServiceNow practice is built. Firstly, the need to relentlessly evolve. And you'll see that in our solutions and offerings. They're all purpose built. They're solving our clients' biggest problems, and ultimately they're meaningful to them. And secondly, you'll see we challenge ourselves to lead with empathy. And I talked about it as well. We keep experience, humanity, and most importantly, collaboration as well at the center of every project that we run. And all of it is reflected in our delivery methods as well as the operating model. So this is where we excel, right? How do we make sure that our offering solutions that we are crafting, they are compelling for our customers, they're solving some problems. So we foster a lot of innovation and we continue to evolve. Secondly, when it comes to delivery, our operating model, it's quite adaptive, flexible, but then we do keep experience at the core of every transaction that we do. So it's all about accelerating together with impactful solutions so that we can deliver rapid business value while at the same time acting as a trusted partner.
Trusted partner being the key.
Exactly.
You talked about current day, what's been going on during COVID, pre-COVID. If you looked into your crystal ball, what's the evolution of the platform? What should we look out for on the ServiceNow platform moving forward?
Yeah, the evolution of the platform, as you've seen over the years, it started off as an IT service management platform. Now it's extended its reach. The same principles are being adopted across the enterprise. I still believe that the customers will continue to benefit from the low-code process automation capabilities of ServiceNow to connect front office, middle office, as well as back office operations across industries, across functions. You will also see whichever are enterprises who are really looking to reimagine the future of work with elevated employee experience will utilize the omni-channel engagement capabilities, and then ultimately will connect the entire enterprise. So you'll see connectivity happening, and ServiceNow obviously excels at that. And then, as you would know, all of the workflows that are pre-crafted and designed, customers are already leveraging value out of them. But what ServiceNow is now doing differently is there's a lot of verticalization of the solutions happening. So you saw that a telco service management, order management product was launched where IBM collaborated with ServiceNow. There was a manufacturing solution that is being launched by ServiceNow. So you'll see a lot of industry solutions will become native to the platform. And ultimately, it will only accelerate the value realization. So I believe it's the platform capabilities, the framework to create those custom applications faster, and then the horizontal expansion of new applications that you continue to see. And then at the same time, the verticalization, which is the industry solutions becoming native, will really create a successful path for our customers with.
And just as we come to a close, look, it sounds like you have a an exciting journey ahead of you, an exciting journey ahead of you there at IBM. I know that obviously there was time before that as well. Looking back over your career, what advice would you give to your younger self? And I'm thinking if you were going to coach yourself or someone else doing the same journey, what would be the bits of advice you'd say?
Yeah, so there are certain habits that all of us should rehearse. In fact, I do it. I reflect upon my day as well, almost every single day. Firstly, client centricity, it's key. Caring for our clients as people, making their problems as our own, and then follow through on the promises. It's absolutely critical. I think that'll instill a lot of confidence into our customers and make us as their trusted partners. And if you keep client centricity, their experience, you're there to solve their problems, I think you'll go a long way. Secondly, the engine that's driving client centricity and all of it is our skills, right? It's imperative that we constantly grow. We are living in a world of influx, right? And during the pandemic as well, you saw this happening. There was a lot of reskills, and then with the dearth of skills in the market, it's absolutely important that we deepen and reinvent our technology skills to better serve our customers, assimilate industry skills wherever possible, understand these exponential technologies, and ultimately, once we have this knowledge corpus, we'll be able to assist our customers while we devise and deliver creative value outcomes for them. So it's firstly the client centricity, and you can only be, and client centricity is critical, while at the same time, I think it's important that we augment and elevate our skills, be it industry skills, technology skills, so that we are able to solve our customers' challenging problems.
Amazing. Vikram, this has been such an insightful overview. Thank you so much. I think it's a great place to leave it. I look forward to doing a follow-up with you maybe in the new year. Who knows? And really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Ben. It was really an exciting conversation. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Alldus Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any Android podcast of choice. You can also head over to our website, www.alldus.com, to listen to more podcasts, view our open roles, and stay up to date with industry news. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more great episodes coming very soon.